of female education. Because the topic is old, I'm going to narrate into Liberia. For so many years, there was a tradition in our country where the attainment of education has been a taboo for women. They have been subject to humiliation and often used as housewives and sex slaves. But I need to state that there has been a turnaround or a breakdown or tradition to ourselves or to some extent. Women are now on the whole and they are now contributing to our social and moral humanities. They are now positively contributing to growth and development of our families, socialization, society at large. Professional fields including area, they are there on the whole. As I present this paper today, I'm glad to say that parents are sending their children to school or being here is a clear example of parents sending their children to school. But I have to hasten to say that only 37% of young women are illiterate within the UNICEF record. The illiteracy rate of young men is nearly twice to 68%. So there is a turnaround that women are now on the whole. They are now producing more female in schools. We can see it today. Our female are dominating within this hall today. We have just few men. So we are now on the whole to our society and our nation. Working on that, I saw an improvement of women in school. I'm happy that many young girls are not only looking for opportunities, they are getting involved in often debates and discussion with males and males colleges. All improvements and enhance of self-esteem and self-confidence, these are education, not only empowerment of education. When women are just clear example of importance of education. Whole country, society at large. Women education is very significant for the world. It inspires competitiveness and promotes compliments. But I believe our country like Europe need to do more for girls' education and empowerment. Visit parents of the country, you will find a girl who is not going to school because she must help her parents organize provide food for her family. If you continue to look, you will see a teenager who has a mother, who is a mother of 2 or more children and has lost the hope of going to school.
You deserve the glory in the honor. Lord, I lift my hands and worship as I praise your holy name. 'Cause you deserve the glory and the honor. Father, we live our hands. Girls! Yes, indeed, we can make it. It is our time, it is our movement, and yes, we can.
My name is Robert, and I think some of you probably seen me before. Who attended the GALA conference last year? Okay, I see some faces that I remember. But I'm the co-founder and CEO of the Movement for Education First, Country Second, and Liberia Initiative for Less Fortunate Children. And our organization started about 7 years ago when a few young Liberians came together to give back to our country, especially after the Civil War. And education in particular interested us because we firmly believe that for a nation emerging from a long Civil War, the number one thing that we must do that is imperative is to invest in education and ensure that all of our citizens, being it boys, being it girls, are equipped and given the same opportunity to learn. I know in Liberia, not just in Liberia, but in the continent of Africa, our mothers are more than likely to send our boys to school, right? Because there's this mindset that says our daughters will become wives. And so what they try to do is to prep them to know how to cook, to know how to clean, and be domestically inclined. But in the real world, which is what we want to change, we believe as an organization that our girls can be great wives, they can be great mothers, they can be great sisters, but they can also be great doctors. They can also be great nurses. They can also be great lawyers. And they can also be great presidents, public officials, right? And so we want to make sure that our girls are equipped and empowered just as much as our boys. Just as much as our boys. So we started the Glow Club. And the Glow Club was an idea that said most of the girls that we had on our scholarship program came from relatively poor background. And a lot of them will notice that there were things that concerned them that they weren't necessarily, or that were not necessarily taught in class, right? Or were not necessarily discussed with their parents, because we are so traditionally connected. There's certain things we can talk to our mothers about, there's certain things we can talk to our fathers about. And so we said, you know what? Let these girls come together and share their own story. Maybe by talking to, you may not be comfortable talking to your mom about certain things that bother you, but you may be comfortable talking to a friend. And then as you talk to that friend may have some sort of experience to share with you. And through that, you can encourage each other. And so that's how we started the Glow, which is girls leading our world conference. Education is an equalizer. In Liberia is different because in America, they encourage us to go to school because the idea is the better educated you are, the more money you make. That's the encouraging factor of education. In Liberia, it's not, because there are lots of people who graduate university and still can find a job. And so what we're trying to do is to say, continue to go to school, we'll continue to speak publicly to push our people, our leaders, them, to create more jobs, to encourage more folks to continue to advance themselves. Because if people can't see the benefit from education, then what's the need of going to school, right? You know, so continue to go to school. I know some of you may not be on our scholarship program right now, but we're going to help. The more money we can raise to send more kids to school, the more we do. Okay, but from a Liberian young man to another, most of you guys can be my little sisters, my little brother. I just want to say continue. Your current situation is never the end. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. So continue to be focused, continue to make good grades, continue to study, even under the worst circumstances, and God will bless you, and God will make sure that you succeed. Okay? Alright?
Yes.
Okay, so can we take can I stand right in the middle and we take a picture? Is that okay?
It's cool.
It's cool?
Yes.
Oh, Nathan. So you're in the scholarship, right?
Yeah.
So what's your grade point average? You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep it up, okay? Because if you drop to 75,
That make it drop.
oh, you can drop.
That make it drop.
So apart from Lincoln, who's in the class has a 100% average? Okay.
No, you know what's who? Yeah,
Who has a 9% average? Other than Lincoln, who has a 9% average? Who has an 85.99%? So no one has 80. What about 80? 80 average. 80 average?
87.5.
87.5, great. But all of you guys have to do better. Okay? What's the message is?
Second semester.
Okay. Got it. Alright. That's good.
That's smarter. Everybody's smart.
At least the schools that we owe a lot more to. and then we could always pay some to the other schools and talk to them. But things didn't go the way it was supposed to go. And so I said to myself, I'm going to sacrifice. I had to spend my own money, get always do 5 things they come, just so you can see that we are committed. Because sometimes when Sarah's talking, Sarah tells me sometimes people think we send the money and need the money. You know? And so I told myself, I'm myself going to come, we're going to talk all of our schools, and I'll meet with the principals to just appeal to you guys to just give us some time. But I can rest assured you that we are working. I'm working my butt off. Every chance that I can get. Sometimes in my office, and I'm making phone calls. I'm supposed to do people's work, but I'm making phone calls to people, and it's just difficult sometimes. So I know last year was a lot easier.